Hey guys, it's Cara with Cara Joe Plans, back here with another budgeting video for you guys. This time we are doing paycheck number 2 for the month of March. And I know there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on in the world as I videotape this. This is our first day of homeschooling with my kids. Both the K through 12 schools and my son's preschool were closed for at least 2 weeks, and today was day 1. So what I tried to do was get their schoolwork out of the way in the morning. We did some scholastic at home, and they are off doing some playtime, unstructured time right now. And we did some stretches at lunch to get a little physical activity in because it's a little too cold to go outside yet in the backyard. So that's day 1 for us. We're about halfway through the day, and so far we're making it as best we can. So today we're going to be doing paycheck 2, which starts on May 17th, guys. Oh, goodness. March 17th for me. And the first thing that I do is I list out the expenses that are going out during this pay period. So I am going to go ahead and start listing those out. Okay, so the first thing I do is list down all of my expenses that will be paid using this paycheck. So I've got some utility bills, some credit cards, my phone. And once I get everything listed down, I add in the due dates and the expected amount that I plan to pay for those. And the expected amounts for the bills that change every month come from the previous month's bill. So I go with what I paid the last month. So if we used $40 for water, I expect to pay the same amount this month. Some of the fixed bills don't change, so they end up having the same number in both columns. And then I just use the expected amount as a way to gauge how off my budget is from what I expected it to be or from what it was last month. And that gives me sort of a clue on how I need to adjust my other spending, like my cash envelopes and savings and additional debt payments. Now, right now, with everything being closed and income being very scarce, I am not contributing to my savings, and I am also not adding any additional payments to my debt right now. Everything is being saved as cash, just as a backup until things get back to normal. So you can see that my total expected was about $1,570, and then once I total up my actual, it ended up being $1,595. So there were a couple bills in there, like the electric, that was a little bit higher, and a couple that were a little bit lower. Okay. So now I'm going to flip back to my weekly check-in page, which is what I use to keep track of my cash envelopes. And I've already filled this out for week 2. So for fun money, I had $10 left from the first week. I ended up spending that $10 this week, so my fun money envelope is completely empty. Food, I had $105 left, and I did not go grocery shopping this week. So I still have $105 left in my food budget. And fuel, I had $44. I did fill up again, and I ended up using almost all of that $44. I think I spent $2 on the kids inside the gas station, so I just pulled that out of the fuel since it was all cash. Household, I did not spend any of my $22, so I still have that left in that envelope. Beauty, I haven't spent any, still $25 there. And then allowance, just a little miswrite, they're $0. So they each got their $5 for the week. Now, with being socially distanced, etc., I'm not imagining that I'm going to need to fill up on fuel this week for sure, because we have absolutely nowhere to go other than maybe to run down to a Dollar General or a grocery store to pick up a small order. By the end of the month, I feel like I have probably about 3/4 of a tank left. I might need some gas by then. So over on my paycheck sheet, I'm not going to do any fun money. We're not going anywhere. We don't need fun money. So I'm just going to exclude that category for the rest of the month. So food, fuel, we still have $22 in the household expenses. Guys, we have toilet paper and cleaning products and everything, so I'm not anticipating needing any of that. So I'm just going to run with that $22 that I have. Beauty, I'm definitely not going to get a haircut or anything. So that 25 is good. And then the allowance, I am still going to be paying the kids their allowances because we are home and they don't have a whole lot to do. I think we're really going to ramp up on the chores and kind of get them involved in what I do at home just to kind of keep them busy. So I think we'll definitely be earning our allowances for this month. So like I was saying for the fuel, I'm probably only going to need to fill up one time, if that. So I'm just going to budget $40 for that. And gas prices have gone down, so I might not even use the whole 40 if I fill up once. And then for food, we have a lot of stuff. My average grocery order is about $100. So I think just because we don't know what's going on and how long this is going to last, I'm going to pull $120. I think. Let's do 150. I don't want to be greedy, but if there is something that there's extra out there of that I could maybe stock up on a little bit of, I might grab some extra cereal or something. So I'm going to plan on 150 for the next 2 weeks because like I said, I do have a lot of meat and other stuff. So if I didn't get to go to the grocery store for the next 2 weeks, we would be fine. But if we have the opportunity to go and there is availability, I will have some money there. And then the kids will need their $20 in allowances. So you can see that my projected expenses are a little bit higher by about $20. There were some things in here that were higher than expected. These two were higher. This one were lower than expected. And this Discover was not expected at all. So the very first card that I paid off in my debt journey was my Discover card. And I paid it off. But I kept the card because that is the card that I've had open the longest and had established credit on. So I didn't want to totally get rid of it because I'm going to be refinancing my house soon, and I didn't want like a closed account showing up on my credit report. So I kept that one. However, since I have been out of work since January, a couple things have come up that we have needed that weren't expected expenses, and I really didn't want to dive into my sinking funds that I had for other things. And I knew that if I just held off on contributing to my sinking funds, I could pay them off on this Discover and earn a little bit of cash back rewards. Ooh, I know Dave Ramsey's cringing in his office right now, but so there is a little bit of a balance on my Discover card again. And these cards, the Citi card, the Chase card, and the Barclay that I pay earlier in the month, those are cut up. Those are gone. I didn't close the accounts because I'm still paying on them, but the physical cards, plusectomy, gone. So I do keep this card just in case, and I did end up needing $49.56 this month. So that's why that's there, and that's why it wasn't expected. So pretty much there's not going to be a whole lot going on with my budget except for food and possibly fuel that's unexpected. And that kind of works out for me because I don't have a whole lot of extra income coming in right now until I can start this new job, which that may also be pushed back as well. So we're just doing bare bones, fixed expenses right now because everything's canceled, but bills are still being collected. So this is my Paycheck 2 budget. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I'd be happy to explain my thought processes and how I set this up. And then the other thing I just need to total up down here for you guys is my total expenses for this pay period. So this will end up being $1805.62 outgoing for this pay period. All right, guys, that's the second paycheck. I hope you guys have a good week and you find some sort of new normal with the social distancing. I hope your kids don't drive you too crazy and that you have stocked up on all the things you need to keep your sanity. Have a great day, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.